Hi everybody, it's good to see you. I hope things are well. Won't you pull you up a chair and set a spell while we talk about Railroad Bill, a train robber and an outlaw from Appalachia. Morris Slater was an African American man known for dramatic escapes from law in the Robin Hood style. There was a price on his head for many years. He evaded capture by his amazing athletic abilities. He was eventually shot dead in an ambush at a store he frequented back in 1896. Because he was an African American man that once traveled with the circus, little records were kept on him. His date of birth and his true name were never known. But he was given the name Railroad Bill, and Morris Slater was an alias he used. He joined a turpentine camp in South Carolina and moved with the company to Baldwin County, Alabama, and Bluff Springs, Florida. It was in the turpentine camps where he used the name Morris Slater. He was a profound athlete, top-notch worker, and an amazing individual. Slater began to antagonize the Louisville National Railroad when the brakeman caught him stealing a ride. That altercation began a personal vendetta against the company. He wounded several train men, a train commander, and threatened the superintendent of the L&N's Mobile Division. The compound put a $350 reward for his capture. Detectives, not knowing his name, gave him the name Railroad Bill. Reporters used this name to write hundreds of articles about his activities. Slater became a wanted man in Florida after a deputy attempted to arrest him for carrying a repeating rifle without a permit as required by the state. The attempted arrest turned into a gunfight. Slater wounded an armed deputy with a rifle. After that, he quit the turpentine business and organized a freight car gang to steal goods from the despised L&N Trains Company. Their plan was to put a man inside the boxcar just before nightfall, just before the train left the station. Then they would throw the goods from the train car to be gathered by the others under the cover of darkness. Legend has it, the gang gave the goods to poor folk, but others say it was all sold to the stores inside the turpentine camp. March 6, 1895, a crew off of a train found Railroad Bill asleep behind a water tank near Hurricane Bayou in Alabama. They took his rifle and pistol before they woke him up, but in a flash, he jumped up and ran 100 yards, pulled a hidden revolver, and started shooting. He forced the men to run into a section of houses where they were helped by a bridge crew. Railroad Bill, he got to the train and forced the train operator to drive away. April the 1st, 1895, a posse followed Railroad Bill's trail to Pollard, Alabama. Before an attempt to apprehend him, Railroad Bill robbed the Pollard Armory of rifles and ammunition and made a getaway. He made arrangements to rendezvous a few nights later at a remote cabin by the tracks in Mount Vernon, Alabama. A posse of railroad detectives assaulted the cabin that night. They mistook an informant for Railroad Bill and shot him dead. Railroad Bill got wind of the plan before it happened and avoided the meeting place that night. A posse followed Railroad Bill's tracks to the swamplands of Murder Creek near Castleberry, Alabama on July 29, 1895. 5 days the posse looked to capture the outlaw, One time, he fired shots at one of the members of the posse before escaping. Yet another time, he got the drop on two members of the posse before escaping yet again. In one more attempt, he shot one of the hounds and escaped again. March 7th, 1896, Railroad Bill was killed inside a general store in Appalachia, Alabama. The store owner staged an ambush, knowing that Bill would come to the store around closing time. He positioned two men with weapons hidden from view. They planned on giving the signal for the two men to shoot Bill, but the plan was foiled by a two-man posse who were also after Bill. One man entered the store at the same time Bill did. The first member waited for Atmore Constable McGowan to arrive. When McGowan entered, Bill was seated in front with his back to him, talking to the clerk. McGowan raised his rifle and fired two shots, point blank. Bill fell dead to the floor. It is also told a Texas bounty hunter ambushed Bill, not McGowan. Well, he was taken to Montgomery for official identification and then taken to Pensacola, Florida for his official burial. March 7th, 1896 ended the train robbery and murders with only two shots. Folks, I want to thank you for sitting and listening to me tell about the historic tale of the outlaw Railroad Bill from Alabama. Thank you for listening. We love you to pieces, and we'll see you next time.